So if you or your friends do business with China, then there is no doubt that you heard of all those crazy stories about suppliers who get paid but never ship the goods. This one is a fairly easy one. Or the fake supplier who pretends to be part of a large company but actually is not. Or same story with the business partners, your joint ventures partners who promise you the moon, but then nothing. And what surprises me most is not so much the attitude of those suppliers or business partners. I mean, there are bad people, unreliable companies in every single country. That is not a China thing. What surprises me, what shocks me, is actually how naive certain buyers, certain companies can be, and especially when they do business in another country. So if we go straight to the point, you should always do due diligence on your suppliers and your business partners in China. This is not something for large companies only, and I'm not telling you to engage some kind of very expensive corporate investigation firm or try to get access to some secret information, which would be illegal anyway. I'm just talking about some quick, basic due diligence based on data that is basically available to everyone. So for example, what are the basic verifications that you should always do? Starting with checking your commercial partner's company name. So now you're thinking, oh, okay, well, this is very basic. Yes, it is basic, but you should still always do it. You should always check the name, the company name of your commercial partners. Actually, we saw a case recently where a company was tricked by a fake supplier selling products at a very good price, basically claiming to be part of a well-known Chinese manufacturer using the same name, the same email address as that manufacturer, the same, but with a little tiny difference, only a twist in several Chinese characters in the name. It would have been easy to spot if anybody had checked, but nobody did. And then, of course, after receiving its down payment, that fake supplier disappeared almost instantly. So second, you should always be checking the business scope of your suppliers and commercial partners. There are many cases of companies, especially these days in the COVID-19 medical equipment business, who think that they are buying straight from a manufacturer, for example. But then if you actually spend some time checking their business scope, you could easily realize that that company is actually just a trader, an intermediary. Another example is when you find a very cheap supplier, let's say a transportation company. And then you start working with them, and then later you realize that that company is not even licensed, does not have transportation as part of its business scope and has no insurance, and so on and so on. So you should always make sure that your suppliers have the right business scope and the right licenses for their business. Simple as that. Third item is the registered capital. Companies in China are still mainly financed through capital. So if you think that you are doing business with a large corporation, but then you do some basic research and you find out that this company is actually a quite low registered capital, and maybe it was even registered a couple of weeks or months ago, then you should and you can be worried. Next item, check the organization structure of your business partners. Who are the shareholders? Who are the directors? Who is the legal representative, the supervisor, and so on? Just to make sure that you are really dealing with whom you think you are. And now that China is taking transparency to another level with its corporate social credit system, there is actually more and more information that you can check or will be able to check very soon. That includes, okay, is your supplier or business partner involved in legal disputes, bankruptcy proceedings? Has it been sanctioned by authorities? So this is something that you can already check in some provinces. Is your supplier on a blacklist, on a watch list, and so on and so on. So as you can see, what we just explained is is simple, it's quite basic. And no matter if you're a company outside of China doing business with China or actually based in China, there is no excuse. And you should blame no one but yourself if you do not use China's public data to screen your suppliers, your China suppliers and business partners. So now, please do the right thing.